What's up, everybody?
Hello.
Day three
Day three.
wrap-up video from the 2019 National. Here we are. We're tired.
My feet hurt, my back hurts, my whole body hurts, my mind hurts. I've observed everything. I'm just overloaded.
How you
You've
doing
reached
over there?
enlightenment over there.
Yes.
Yeah, I need a
Yeah.
little more pain. I need to get to that pain level where I reach another level. But
I think your mental pain is equal.
yeah, it's been a day.
Yeah, it was. I mean, sorry, I might be a little biased here, but I think it was the best day of the National. But I mean, not just for one card, but for everything that we
Yeah,
saw today.
Sure.
But we had some highs and lows today.
Mhm.
I will say that for sure. But I think we're all feeling. It's nice to feel this tired because we hit it hard again.
Yep,
We did.
We left
Yeah.
nothing on the field, right?
Yeah,
I
I
don't
feel
think so.
like
We left it all on the
yeah,
field.
I feel like when we talked yesterday, we had the plan that we were going to go in there with goals and plans to make offers, to get cards, for resolution or closure at the very least. And I feel that like 98% of that happened. So we either know where we stand. We know if an offer is valid or not, if we're going to get cards, if cards have already been purchased. So we got a lot of stuff done today.
Yeah.
And, I personally didn't get as many cards as I did yesterday, but the questions in my head have been answered. So I feel good about that because now tomorrow I'm going to get my Barry Sanders autograph.
That's
And
awesome.
I'm not going to be like thinking about the cards that are out there because I've already handled business today.
Yeah.
It's true. Closure's a big deal. I mean, I was tossing and turning for 3 days about a particular card, and today I found out that it wasn't going to happen for me. But at least I'm going to sleep well tonight, knowing that it's not something I have to worry about tomorrow.
Right.
There are no loose ends, so tomorrow's going to be a new day, the way it should be.
Well, I think the nice thing that you have to look back on too is when you were looking at making that deal for that card. That wasn't just Greg and myself.
Yeah.
Rodney was there, Nate was there.
Yep.
We had Reese there.
Right.
We had Ben there. We had Mike there. Everybody was there saying, "Dude, do not do that."
Yep.
And so that hopefully that'll soften the blow in a way. And I think. For any of you that go to the National next year, the year after, I mean, bring your friends with you to help you. I mean, Greg, we'll talk about this later. He was my, angel on this shoulder, and then I had, the other one on this shoulder telling me to buy it. But you need those differing opinions because I think if we were all flying solo here, we would probably make some, either pay more for cards or we wouldn't certainly be finding the cards we have here. I mean, we are all the networking is the coolest part of this whole experience. It really is for me.
In my opinion, having like a council of advice is good because if you're on your own, you can rationalize or hype yourself up and go off adrenaline or endorphins to just be like, I'm buying this card. Who cares? I'll pay rent next month, And so you get people like talking to you rationally about, okay, that is a cool card, but let's talk about finances. Let's talk about what you can do with that card. Do you really want that? So you get things and you get people that are talking about areas that you need to think about when you're purchasing cards. So having guys like this over here and just other people around that we know has been helpful to just make sure you're making a sound decision and you're being rational about it.
For sure, like you wouldn't think it by the looks of it, just judging a book by its cover. But Greg, when he's been there, has been the angel on my shoulder versus any devil that happens to be there. Matt has always been there for me, but Greg has had to do battle against the devil like head to head before, and won over in the end. So. It's good to know that you have somebody looking out for you because I definitely would have made a mistake if I were here for myself.
Right. Because you were going on adrenaline, and we were with you. I mean, we were hyped up with you. We were checking to see if the car's still there. And, I mean, since we're talking about it, we don't have to go into full detail. But I think a lesson that I've learned, thanks, unfortunately for you, is that not everybody at the show is necessarily – like we are.
Right.
They've got such an amazing inventory that they're not going to care if they go down on price and something, and they don't necessarily want to negotiate.
Right.
And two cards just like it sold for a premium, and so you're already, you're already at odds meet with that, and so
Right.
But I think. Do you feel like with that card that you're at peace with how it all went down?
I am. It left a sour taste in my mouth just because, as you said, like you can say that a price is too high or too low for you depending on which side of the deal you're on. But you can do it civilly, you can even do it in a friendly manner.
Right.
Because you think that you go to a show like this to engage people, right? If you just wanted to make the biggest buck, you could just stay anonymous online and make the deal. So it's surprising, you're going to get the full range of human behavior, but we saw some pretty ugly behavior from a particular dealer,
Absolutely.
and it definitely left a bad taste in my mouth. But when I think back on this experience, I'm gonna not remember that. I'm gonna remember the friendship that I
for sure.
strengthened during this time, and it's really comforting to know that people have your back.
Yeah.
We all did too, and I mean Rodney I think said it best. He said, "Hey, if I would have been there, I would have been telling him what's up. He wouldn't have been able to just talk like that to you, but." We're all pretty easygoing guys, and as much as all of us wanted to give them a piece of our mind, I think you said it best, Greg. Said don't, even if that was like your dream card. Thankfully, there's 98 of them out there still, or a few, at least 80 or so.
Yeah.
You don't want that guy to have your money.
Yeah.
If he's not even if he's gonna be like that, I would be at peace not having a card that's up on my want list if he's acting like that. So
absolutely.
So anyways, that's a very small side, like part of the national. 98% of the people there. Something I've really enjoyed is going up to these booths, and they've got nothing that you want, which is okay. But they say, "Hey, how you doing?"
They'll talk to you for an hour if you want.
Absolutely.
Right.
Who'd you meet today?
I mean, I met a dealer from Jacksonville. I met a guy that I bought my last A-Rod video I posted on the channel here with like 28 cards. 26 of them came from the same guy. I met him today. I bought a few cards. He's like, "Here's my eBay ID." And I'm like, "Oh, hey, I just bought all these A-Rods from you." And he's like, "Yep, going to be listing more in a couple weeks." So that was so cool to meet the guy. He's like, "Now I know you. If I get a big A-Rod, you'll be the first I tell." So stuff like that. The networking has been awesome. What about you, Greg? I mean, who did you meet today like a dealer that stood out to you?
Well, people from the group. We had an idea like this may be somebody from the group, and so we looked into it, and it was a guy from the group who had some pretty awesome one-on-one cars.
Oh yeah, Nick.
Yep. And so we came across him and talked to him. We've had a few different people that we're just running across, like just chit-chatting with, and we end up talking for 10, 20 minutes, like just finding out what they like. And in the end, when you find something you want to buy from them, they're more willing to say, "Oh, that's $5 instead of $10," because you're being hospitable and personal and being social.
Right.
And a lot of these guys, it says a lot when you're talking to them and conversing, because they're humans too. They don't just want to sit there and just be silent for 8 hours a day.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's nice to just kind of to learn about their experiences and their history, and just to hear about what kind of cars they have, what they like to collect, and vice versa. We tell them what we like. So it's been fun. Good 3 days.
What about you?
True.
You got a dealer that stands out to you today?
A couple of them actually. I just ran into two guys, both of whom are on our Facebook group actually. And the thing is when you talk to people online, there's a lot lost in translation when you're communicating electronically. When you're looking eye to eye with somebody, you have a conversation with them about your passion for the hobby, and they're saying the same thing. You're just enjoying each other's company for 15, 20 minutes. Like almost as if sort of the rest of the show disappears. Like the dealer who I was talking to, Mr. Oz was one of them. And I remember somebody came up to buy a card. I was like, "You go ahead and do your thing. Table's not cheap," but he took care of business and then came back and returned to the conversation that we're having, because we're having a great one about my bad experience with another dealer.
Yeah,
it was just awesome to talk to him. To be able to shake his hand and talk to him was a big deal. And then I met another guy, Carlo, who's also a part of our group.
Yes,
Yeah.
And it's possible that we might be able to put together a deal for bonds I want.
That's
Regardless,
awesome,
though,
dude.
regardless, right? Regardless, we had a great conversation. I met another great guy. I know another person in the group now. So
Right.
that was well worth it.
I'd say something that stands out with what you guys are saying to play off of that. I didn't really talk to this one dealer. I was sitting in that dollar box with you for probably over an hour, and you were saying, "Hey, can you come look at these A-rods?" Again, the networking. I mean, Alan's got a pile of A-rods for me to look through. I mean, if you're by yourself, you're not getting to everything.
No.
There's no way, and I don't ever see those cards. And so, I was sitting for an hour with Greg, and I had 12 of them sitting there, and I said, "Hey, dude, I got a 10 and a 5. Would you take 10 for these?" And he looks at me and goes, "Sure, no problem." Ended up having to get one more for 11. But here's what was interesting. Right to my left, beyond I don't know if you saw this, the other guy we were talking to, there's this guy that goes, "Hey, I got 15 here," and he goes, $15. So I don't know what it was about the way I approached it, but because that guy was just sitting there for like 10 minutes, he just grabbed like 15 cards. You and I were sitting there and working through it and taking our time. I mean, the guys are. I mean, it's just a couple bucks, but it does say a lot about them if you are approachable to them, you're respectful, you talk to them while you're looking through their cards.
Yeah,
Like that has been like really cool to me
totally
to just.
agree with you.
I was like, oh my god, what am I going to do for the next 2 days? I think I've seen all the A-rods. I haven't. B, I haven't talked to all the dealers. Tomorrow, that's what I'm excited about. We'll talk about that later.
That's
But
such a great point. That's such a great point. When you came to see those stack of A-rods, we picked only a couple out, but we bought only 6 cards total. They charged me $5, and they saw that I was struggling carrying the cards, and they just offered me a box right then and there to carry it.
That was cool.
And I'm just like, it's because I had a conversation with them. They were cool guys.
Yeah.
I mean, look at them. They came all the way from North Dakota. That's the only business. And
That's
they're
cool.
giving away boxes. I mean, they probably lost money from me sitting in their chair, but that's the type of people you can run into at the show. And actually, that's the majority, I would say. That's on balance. You get that experience more than the other type.
Right, and I mean, we found cards that we just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this card's sitting in here. Cards that you just wouldn't pick up for $1 on eBay. You pass by them, but to go through this experience and now have the story to tell every time you look at just these base cards or like easy to find inserts.
Yeah,
it's irreplaceable, man. I mean, it's awesome.
Like you were saying, they might be cards we would skip over on eBay, and that's because we got to pay $4 in shipping.
Mm-hmm.
But when we're in person and we can pick it up for $1. Like that's when we can pick up a lot of those cards that look beautiful, but we don't want to pay shipping for them. And that's a lot of what my salmon have been is just cards that I really like, but I just don't want to eat the shipping, so I skip them. But over the last 3 days, I've come across them in the dollar boxes.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it's been nice to pick those up because they're cards that I like, and I know that I like them. I just didn't want to do the shipping thing.
Yep, and we're going to show cards at some point, but I have cards that are right along the line of what Greg was just talking about. So looking forward to showing those.
But that's what it's about, man. I think the coolest thing is because we're coming up to my last day here, and I mean, you guys feel free to do a video. It would be great if you recapped after tomorrow, but especially because of what you get to do with Barry Sanders jersey, man. It would be sweet. We didn't have you for one episode, so you guys got to do one without me. It'd be sweet. But I think for me, I came here with no expectations of finding any A-Rod that I needed. I mean, like, I don't think of some of these in my books that I have here as cards I need, but to be able to find them here at the National with your friends, with all the YouTubers and 90s group people, I mean, it makes it 10 times cooler. And I had no expectations of that being the case, but man, it's been awesome.
Yeah.
So really, really, I think we all had a really good day. If that was all that happened, I think we would have been really stoked. But what's your plan for tomorrow? What's your
plan for tomorrow is the same plan for today. I didn't execute that well because I will tell you that it's easy to get distracted. Like you see a shiny thing.
Oh my gosh! Squirrel!
Exactly. Yeah. That's what happened. I had this master plan in my mind about just seeing everything, and then like the first card that took my attention away, I just got sucked in for like 2 hours.
Yeah,
so
right.
It'll be the same thing. Tomorrow I will attempt to see it all, soak it in. I'm not going to be under pressure to do anything. It is the last day for all of us, really. Yep. So we're just going to, remember to stop and smell the roses, so to speak. Take our time.
Yeah. I think, like what Alan was saying, when I'm headed to like do something specific, and I see
go
like
to the lobby,
and I see like people looking at dollar boxes and I see like a '90s insert of like
Yeah.
Ripken or
Mhm.
Griffey, then I'm like, oh, my cards are in there. I've got to look at this box now.
Yeah.
And there'll be 20 boxes, and I'm thinking I've committed to this 20 boxes, so I'm gonna look at these 20 boxes. There's something in here. I know there is.
Mhm.
If I leave, somebody is gonna get my salmon. So
Well, I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, what was cool, I'm going to end with this, and then we can talk about our cards a little bit. I met somebody pretty interesting today just at the dollar boxes, and you weren't there quite yet. I don't know where you were.
actually, I went to go see him.
Okay, so I was still finishing up there, and this guy was like pulling out like the cheapest of the cheap inserts of everybody, though. So like he was pulling out, like a 1 out of 4 packs insert from Circa, but he was pulling everybody out, and he had this iPad, and he had this huge checklist of all of the inserts. He's putting all the sets together.
Yeah.
The set collector,
Yeah.
and turns out many of you that are watching this know Baseball Cardpedia. He is the original creator with his friend of that page.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't do my due diligence as the podcast host to ask for his information and get him on the show, but he was a really nice guy. And I think Rodney was more disappointed the fact that he didn't meet him
That's his
than
fault.
you guys.
He was devastated.
He was, yeah.
Because he's added to the page, I mean,
Right.
I thought Rodney was one of the co-founders at first because they wasn't informed,
Right.
but it was really cool to meet Chris. He was an awesome guy, and he was just pulling out the cards that it made me happy to see him there because he's pulling out a card that nobody else there would want. There's like the 4 Gwens of the same insert, and he's like, "Oh, I need this for my set," and I was just like, "Hey, I don't know if you need these." I saw the ones he had there, and I'm pulling them out of the other boxes, and it was just really cool to see a guy who has been in the '90s since he was a kid, and he's still trying to put those sets together. I mean, that was cool for me.
So many of those.
So tomorrow, who knows who we're going to meet? Personally, I'm excited for you tomorrow because you get to meet, which I've heard with Barry. He's a personable guy getting that jersey signed. And he will ask you, where are you from? Why are you here? And hopefully we can get a picture from afar and like zoom in and get Greg in that moment. Because to meet an athlete that you looked up to, like for me to meet, A-Rod or Dwayne Wade would just be like, I would love to just sit down and talk with them rather than get anything signed personally. But that's awesome you get to do that.
I would, if I could spend 30 minutes to an hour with him just talking, then that would be wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I bought an authentic jersey 2 years ago because I thought in my head, one day I'm going to get this signed by Barry. That's one of my bucket list things. I want a Barry Sanders autographed jersey that I obtained. And so I bought the authentic jersey, and I've been sitting on it for 2 years. Last year I thought about going to the National. Barry Sanders seems to come to the National pretty often, so I thought I'll just go and get his jersey signed. This year I was looking at the list, and I saw that Barry was coming again.
Yep.
It's expensive, but that's what I've committed to doing, and it'd be crazy for me not to take the opportunity since I'm actually here. I actually came, so now that Barry's going to be in the same building as me, it seems crazy not to take advantage of the opportunity.
You gotta take advantage.
Hell yeah, we're so happy for you. I mean, we're so happy for the the possibility of it. We're gonna help you wait in line if possible. It's gonna be like waiting for an iPhone the day it's released or something.
His ticket number is pretty high.
I'm number 26, and so apparently they do like a Southwest airline type.
Okay.
So it's like autograph numbers 1 through 10
Sure.
go up, and then autographs 10 through 20, and then 20 through 30. So I'm number 26.
You're right at the head of the line.
So I'm
you have no wait.
Yeah, right. I asked the guy. I said, "So when should I come?" And he said, "Well, you're number 26, so he's coming at 12:15. So I'd probably come at 12:15."
Be here, be square. Wow. Okay.
So I don't.
The camera ready.
I don't need to come too early because also you got the super special VIPs that get to skip me. So if I'm 26, maybe I'm 40.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
That's pretty cool though, man. We got to definitely document, before, during, and after holding the jersey. And another thing I'm excited about, I forgot to say, PSA does these custom cards for free, and we are going to each get one of those. That's going to be like a perfect thing for the desk or in the PC. And then, did anybody find out if Upper Deck's doing the cards?
I didn't see anything about that.
Okay, so that will be, we don't get to do a group one, but we'll be able to do that, and then we'll get our picture by the Nationals. So we got
and that reminds me, Alan, we need to at least talk to PSA to just get an update.
Get our cards back.
Just say, hey guys,
Our most precious cards are in
what,
their hands right
what
now.
are you thinking
Yes.
about an ETA on this? Because I'd love to go home with my card.
Yeah.
I'm bummed you don't have it now. I would love to see it reslabbed on the video.
And I wanted to show all the Bonds guys that came too. So I was
Yeah.
hoping it would come back in a day because I heard that some of the turnovers would a day. So that didn't happen.
Yeah, but hopefully we'll cross our fingers that you'll get them. So
Right.
Cool. Well, super pumped about tomorrow. I think everybody that's going to be watching this, as you can see, it's pre-recorded due to what faulty technological issues yesterday.
Half the episode was blurry, so we're going to try something new.
Yeah, we will figure out for the podcast when we do that not to pre-record it. And nobody wants. I mean, we could do that, I guess, if we had to, but this is just a test run here. So. I'd say we're all pretty happy with the cards today. As Greg said, he got a few less, but he still found some super awesome cards.
On par with Salmon, so it's not. I'm not disappointed. You know, the things that I got, I am happy to get. I add them to the collection because I don't have them. So.
And we're running off. I don't know, like fairy dust right now, given what Matt got today. So, if one of us does well, it's enough to sustain the rest of us.
Well,
yeah, absolutely.
But I'd say, I mean, you take this card out that I'm going to show at the end. I still think we're all super stoked. I mean, I'd be perfectly happy. I wasn't expecting to come and find anything. It was a needle in a haystack. Here. So So why don't we show some of our cards off? And we're not going to show them all off, but should we talk about the box first?
Yeah, box first.
Box first.
So what did you find for us today?
Oh my gosh! So we've been looking for FLIR Ultra, one of the late '90s FLIR Ultra boxes, just to open because we just like all the inserts that are in them. Yeah. I'm not super fully versed in all of them, but I know that I like a lot of them. So I wasn't sure what year I was going for. Every time I found something remotely interesting, I would text the guys, and I found a box today of a '95 and '96 FLIR Ultra. Shot a picture over to the guys, and they're like, "You got to grab that '96."
Yeah, I showed up to tell you to get it. Yeah.
You were like, "Stay where you are. I'm coming to find you right now." Yeah. Found me. You're like, "Grab that box." So we got it for $20.
Yeah, you got them down to 20 from
$20. Yeah. I mean, first I asked him, he's like, "Okay, 25 each," you know. But that's the way you do at the National. It's just like, "Hey, can you do this for 20?" He's like, "Yeah, sure."
Cool.
Really cool about it, right? So,
yeah, he was awesome. Sweet, really, really cool guy.
He carried it around with us. My back was hurting, so I passed it over
to me.
You because it's heavy, carrying around a whole bunch of base cards like that. But we brought it home, right? And we cracked it. So we're going to show some of the things we got from it.
Yeah, let's show a few. So there's tons in Ultra. There's tons of gold medallion parallels of the base, of the checklists, of all the inserts. I mean, you have the potential of getting at a Series 2 a Hitting Machines, which anybody that collects 90s knows those cards.
Yes.
And even the basic inserts, the 1 per 8-pack insert, all looks awesome. They all look very unique, and even the subset cards look different. So,
real quick, I've opened some of these, and I've had boxes as a kid, and I kind of feel like we got a hot box.
We got a great box. It was awesome.
I mean, it wasn't like superstar loaded, but the things, the quality of the cards that we got was pretty substantial.
Condition was great too. We had one messed up base card or something, or like an Ultra Stars or whatever, but it wasn't. It was a win, I think. So.
I know. I got 2 base inserts, and I'm stoked. I would have been happy with just those 2 cards.
Right.
We really killed it, I would say.
I'm gonna lead the way because you guys got the better of the cards. So I got like a Salmon, just base card, and then I got the Frank Thomas, Ultra Stars.
Wasn't the Salmon Ultra Stars too?
Yeah. Actually, it was. Sorry.
His base card wasn't.
Yeah. Sorry.
Any good base players.
Ultra Stars of the Salmon. But then we didn't even know we were getting ready to get rid of all these cards, and then I looked and I saw that the checklist was actually a gold medallion checklist.
So awesome!
Yeah.
Can you show the Cecil right here checklist just to see how close they are?
So see, there's no circle right here, and then right there is a circle for the gold medallion.
1 out of 3 boxes.
Yeah. So I was looking.
3 boxes. How many packs is that?
I think it's 1 out of 70 is the.
And I was thinking, man, that's got a circle. This is a gold medallion. Like, imagine how many people just missed this and toss them. Toss them, dollar box, whatever. It's so easy. It's so easy to miss the gold medallions. Yeah. People put them away. And the same thing for 97 platinum medallion. You accidentally think it's just the regular base and you throw it in the box.
I mean, honestly, I think that might be the second best card in the whole box right there.
Might be the best card in the whole box.
When we got this box, I had opened one before, and I had got the Edgar Martinez gold medallion on base leaders, and so it was really cool to find the base of it in there. So now I get to take. Oh, come on, grab it. There we go. Now I get to take this home with me, and it'll go great with the gold medallion. That's the only card I kept out of that whole box because the rest of it wasn't that great. And then I said the card that I wanted. I said I know
called for it.
Yeah,
I pulled it.
He saw it. It was there's a rawhide insert, and they feel kind of like a baseball glove.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, the Griffey would be nice. So like 3 packs prior, the Roberto Alomar came out of there, Hall of Famer. Just want to mention that. You can see the texture on the card. And I said, well, the Griffey looks awesome because he's wearing sunglasses. And, of course, 3 packs later.
He held it close to the vest.
He
Didn't reveal
did.
for a long time.
It looks – and, of course, me being the greedy guy that I was like, is it gold medallion? I would have freaked out even more. But I yelled out loud. Like, I was – it really felt like opening a 90s box with your buddies in the 90s.
That was really the best.
And when I saw it was Griffey, I was like, oh, wow, we got one.
So those are the 3 that I was given, which was super nice. You guys let me have those. Obviously, the Griffey. I mean, those cards will never leave my collection.
That's
the
right.
memories that I made from it.
These will never leave.
So you've got the best part of this, though. I mean, seriously.
Well, I mean, I took it because I just love the cards, and I still remember when Matt was holding the 2 cards in his hand. I was like moving towards another box to try to find supplies to put them in, but I just straight up yanked the cards out of his hands, and I'm like, I'm gonna try to claim these for myself. They're so awesome. So I'm gonna leave them after these first 2 cards here, which are Bonds inserts. I said I would have been happy if I had just bought a box and pulled these base inserts.
Mm-hmm.
It's an on-base leader Bonds right here. I'd never seen these before just because I'm a new collector.
Got to get the gold medallion to go with that now.
I got to get a gold medallion now. The thing about opening boxes is you have an appreciation for how hard it is. You physically know how difficult it is to pull certain inserts, right, and parallels of inserts, and then you just have a connection with that product. So all of you who grew up, in the 90s and collected in the 90s, you guys already know how that feels. But for me, every time I open a new box, every time I crack a pack, it adds something to the experience. But the 2 biggest hits, probably, not in terms of PC, but just in terms of odds, right?
This is where it gets crazy, guys.
So this one came out first, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't know what it was. It's just a call to the hall. Ricky Henderson, one of the greatest players of all time, one of the greatest left fielders of all time. Great painting too of this guy.
Now the base insert is 1 per 3 boxes, right? So already we're like,
1
it's a call
per 3
to the
boxes.
hall.
They were already going ooh when I said it was a call to the hall. I didn't know what I was looking for, but I think it was Greg who said, "Dude, that is a gold medallion."
It's got the circle.
It's got the circle.
Yeah.
The circle.
1 out of what did I say?
288.
288 packs. That's almost a case hit.
Yeah.
Can you
240.
believe that?
Sorry.
Gold medallion, call
240.
to the hall.
That happened early in the box. We're
It
like,
did.
this is already a good box.
Right.
We're good.
We've peaked.
We've hit a case hit. We're
Before
good.
the Griffey, before
Before we realized the Frank Thomas, before we were about to toss all the
that
cards.
was cool.
And then the very last pack.
He opened it.
The very last
The
pack.
very last pack was this one.
Yep.
Right here. It's an on-base leaders, none other than another Ricky Henderson gold medallion. Are you kidding me?
Greg, what did you say when you looked at it?
I said, this is only fitting because we've just got another Ricky Henderson.
I love Ricky Henderson, so this is such a cool thing.
And we know that Alan's chasing the rookie of Henderson, and he's kind of new into the 90s, and we made him promise and swear that he will never get rid of those cards,
Right, and
he
it
could
was-
have them. So.
And that was redundant because I would have never gotten rid of these
We
cards.
beat the odds on that box.
Oh, we
Crazy.
crushed it.
Gold
Look,
medallions.
three
Oh my
three
gosh.
gold medallions in one box, and the Griffey
Unbelievable.
rawhide. We would if
Oh,
this was '96, we would have been freaking out.
This would have been an amazing
Huge
box.
box.
Yeah.
So right
was
there. I mean, if we had no cards today, that would have been
put a smile
awesome.
on all
So,
faces.
Yeah.
but we were able to pick up a few cards, and that that's why we're at the Nationals to find these cards that maybe we don't pick up on eBay or don't know about. And that's why we can we come here as friends to like network and stuff. So who would like to start?
Well, I got the weakest, so I'll go.
He says it's the weakest, but he's probably got one of the nastiest looking
Right on
cards here.
So let's see. Rodney actually
This is a Rodney
gifted.
round, huh?
He gifted me this stat line, which is number.
Production line or stat?
It's production line. Sorry, you're right. Out of 1033. 1033. A really cool card. I was very grateful to get that card from him. He gave me some salmons as well. I got him in my other box, but I was super thankful for those cards from him. I love Ionics. Like,
That one up today.
this is only $1, but look at that. How could you pass that up? It's so
2000 Ionics was
Yeah.
not very good, but their
Sick.
inserts did look nice. Yeah.
And then I like Metal Universe, so this was another, I think, $1.50, and I couldn't pass it up. I got the Frank, I got the Salmon. They're just super cool cards. Then I came across a Salmon glove, field glove, game
So
used.
sick.
Yeah.
They need to do that more now because I must have looked at 1,000 jersey cards.
Right.
Today.
I
Yeah.
have never seen a glove card like that
Yeah.
before. You can smell the leather.
Yeah. We
It's-
don't smell cards or
I
anything.
think Greg was a little offended by that, but it didn't matter.
Well,
He had to
I
be done.
tasted the leather.
Okay,
Yeah. So we're good.
Word.
But this is really cool. I love anything that's not like just the traditional white jersey. So to get a glove, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I have this card already, but because it was only $5, I bought it again.
Yeah,
This-
he's so sick. Come
Look at
on.
that clean auto right
Yeah.
That's not a sticker on there that
Yeah.
he just signed on, and then they sealed it.
there. I think he signed a bottom card and then put a top card over it to
Yeah.
frame it.
Oh,
I
okay,
just-
gotcha.
This is one of my favorite Salmon autos in my collection. So I just, in the moment, I was like, I'll get another one. It's so rare
You
to
got
see.
it at the National, dude. That's
Yeah,
sick.
I know.
Get rid of the other one. Yes.
And then next, one of the guys from our groups they told me about this. So when I was getting my Barry Sanders ticket, I came across this where he said it was at, and again, it was I think $10. But I love this card. It's a really cool circa, and so it's an in-person autograph. I'll probably crack it, but I know enough about Salmon's signature to know that that's legit. And then, oddly enough, my most favorite card of the day, I think, is the Nomar. The last booth of the day, we came across a sick box and very, very cool cards in there, priced very well. So I made the executive decision to get this Nomar, if you can see that patch.
Mm.
Bulges out, right?
Yeah. I don't have any good
Wow,
game
debate.
used. I don't have any good game used of Nomar, so to have just a patch, I'm super excited for that. It is out of 125 in 2004, but I'm stoked to have this because I get to add a game used patch to my collection.
That's from an emblem, right? I mean, that's from a number.
It's from something like a numbered letter or something.
Yeah.
Maybe an emblem.
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah.
That's sweet. He was sitting there trying to decide between
Yeah.
two, and did you pick up the shine on the foil
Yeah.
on there? Yeah, he was like, Matt, which one do I get here? And the other one had I think a little bit nicer patch with breaks, but his face was all cartoony, and it just was
Yeah.
like, nah, dude, that one's clean.
Oh,
Hit it,
no.
go for it.
I didn't even notice the shine until you mentioned it.
Yeah, man,
It's
that
a
really
rainbow foil.
that really looks nice. You can't quite see it, but
Yeah.
How about you?
All right.
What
Well,
did
you
find?
know, for me, it was a little bit more modest, but there's a couple of cards that mean a lot to me. First of all, we're doing the Rodney round right now. So Rodney
Nice.
met up with us again today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a cool cat.
He's like Santa. He's like, hey guys, I got more cards for you.
Every time he
Such a cool
sees me,
guy.
he just gives me Bonds cards, right? I mean, like, I don't know what's going on here. But he gave me a couple today. The most notable for me was this one. Just I've seen it shown off in the group in the Facebook group that we're part of before. Look at that.
Magnetic field.
Look at that. No, that card is not actually moving on the surface. I'm actually changing the angle. But it's pretty amazing. I love it. This
Yeah.
card's awesome. Thank
Love
you,
it.
Rodney. So, yep, that's a great card.
Very nice.
This is from Metal Universe. What year is that?
99?
97.
90. Wow, shows you what I know.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
get hooked up, man. It's just for showing up. Somebody gives you stuff.
Yeah.
How can you complain? Then the same thing happened again. Matt, when he was done with the boxes, came over to meet me for the cards that I found for him.
Mm-hmm.
Brought me these two Pizzazz. Now, I actually landed, as I like to do, the most difficult of the rainbow first, the
We all do
platinum.
that,
It's about
yeah.
50 or something. But when I saw it, I was like, this is devoid of color. There's like nothing going on in this card. Why did I get this card? It's so expensive, right? And then I looked at the other two in the rainbow, and I was like, those cards are awesome. And I confided in both these guys about it. And so Matt remembered that and got me the cheapo base card right here,
Orange one.
and then the gold right here. And they're both awesome. So now my rainbow is complete,
He's got it.
thanks to my buddies. the
Yep.
whole thing.
They were both
It's
sitting
like-
on top of each other. I'm like, well, I
it's
know
like-
who needs these. It's no brainer.
It's combined like Voltron, right? I mean, you
Yeah.
have his head, and then the other, the
Look
other,
at the shirt.
other
That's
parts
perfect.
came.
Yeah.
Exactly right. And another really sentimental card for me was I quit baseball cards in about 93 and 94.
Mhm.
So one of my favorite sets. It's weird because I hear a lot of stories from people our age, and it's just like mine, where it's like one of your favorite sets is the set you had right before you quit. And that happened with 1993 Leaf. It's one of my favorite sets. And I really like these cards. I wasn't a Bonds collector at the time, but I pulled a Ripken and actually a Puckett. And so I've always wanted this card. It's just you don't really want to pay $5 shipping for a 50-cent card.
Right.
This is one of those situations that Greg was talking about that I was able to seize on and grab a card that I've been eyeing for a long time. So the other side of it is Kirby Puckett.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's the all-star
Come
card.
on, those
Good
two,
combo.
two incredible
I know.
cards in the same card.
Really.
The
So,
sentimental value is half of the reason the 90s are so important to all of us. I mean,
this design is so, it means a lot to me. When I look at it, it just reminds me of when I was 12 or 13 years old. And to
That's
have, to warp to today's time and also infuse the fact that I like Bonds is just perfect. And then I will close with another card that Matt brought me today as I was going through what I was going through. He brought me this beautiful card that we've all seen from the group. One of the coolest low-end shiny inserts you will ever see. I'm not exactly sure what it is. I know Tanner Jones has showed it off before, a couple of other people.
Yeah.
This card is sick. It's green and rainbowy and beautiful, right?
Yeah.
Look at that. It's like
Yeah.
a prism. It's like a kaleidoscope. This is, what is this
Fire
card?
strokes, I think. Right?
Okay. This is the Sweet Strokes
Sweet Strokes.
Yeah, sweet
from
strokes.
Topps. It doesn't even matter what year. This card is dope.
Yeah,
Thanks, Matt.
The year,
Good looking out.
well, and it's funny too because I was super excited to see that. Probably more than the Griffey. There was a Griffey that I'm like, I'm not letting anybody get this because there was people looking through 90s. But Rodney, when he was going through his stuff,
Mhm.
he also found one for him too.
Mm.
I mean, they just pop, man.
Yeah.
I wish A-Rod was in that set. Good Lord, that would be perfect.
You had to
But
send
yeah.
for the Griff?
Yeah. And then can I ask you to show one more off because I
Sure.
think this card, the Wonder Years card there.
Did I show this off?
No.
No.
Before? I did not?
You got it today.
I didn't even realize that. Okay, I was talking to the guys today, and I was like, you know, guys, out of all the cards that I got, this might be my favorite card. It's a base
Yeah.
card, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's base insert,
Yeah.
and it's just the Wonder Years. I didn't realize when I got it, but this card made me happier than any other card. Just looking at it,
Yeah.
the design is just too cool.
We all have one now
I just-
because of him. So
I mean, this, shout out to Chuck. He was the one who put this out and made me aware of it. For me, like I was saying, I don't need like a huge card to be happy. I would have been thrilled if I could find one of the more limited parallels with the
Yeah.
little stamped print run of this card, but just having the base card is making me happy just to look at
Well,
it. So,
I think
it's
that
reminding me.
you being excited about this card embodies this group
Yeah.
because you found that, and I passed up the Griffey yesterday, which I will go find tomorrow if it's still there. I doubt it is, but if it's there, he's like in a backwards hat. Like, come on.
Do you remember the last card we saw when we left to leave to like go eat?
It was a numbered
It was
Wonder.
the chipper.
It was the
2000.
chipper out of 2000. I know. What's up, Bruce? You probably got like 50 of them, but no.
All numbered 10.
All numbers out of 10, right? No, but I mean, I picked up the A-Rod today because of how excited he was. I probably would have skipped it had I not. So had you not been like, man, this card's awesome. So
Mhm.
yeah, really cool cards that you picked up,
Yeah.
and excited to help you dig and find some more tomorrow. So
The best.
all right, I'm going to show off a few that were kind of rarer, I guess. This one I didn't realize. This is from 2000. They just called it Thunder, I think. Circuit
Yes.
Thunder or Thunder.
Skybox.
Skyboss Thunder, thank you.
Yeah.
And when he sent me this picture, I don't know if it's pulling up. It looks like a base card right now, doesn't it? But there's a slight purple tint to the name, and on the back it says Rant. You can kind of see that there. I think that camera's not going to grab it. That's okay. There it goes.
There it is.
Rant. These are 1 out of 6 packs in retail. Oh man, look how blurry there I am. So I've never seen one on eBay. The Rant. So
The
I
retail is rare.
yeah, and that was a cheap product, an even cheaper insert. And again, another Tanner showing off insert, the Focus Pocus. I saw somebody, the first guy from the group I met on Wednesday, he was buying a Jeter PSA 9 of this.
Wow.
And so this card, I actually told him, I said, hey, this could be a 1 per case hit, and you would be okay with it by the way it looks. I mean, it is just such a sick card. I think with a shine on there. We all have one, I assume, at this point, right? Or you're going to be getting a bond. Yeah.
I need to get one.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a 1 out of 4 packs insert, but awesome
Love it.
card. This one is a Mariners fan. I was really excited to get this because this card sells significantly higher than you would think, $8-9 now because of the guys on it. But it's a Dufex, which we all like as a '90s collectors. And we get to capture that there. But it's a mosaic from Zenith, not Zenith, from '95, and that's why A-Rod's not on it. I believe it's '95. Right? No, it is '96. A-Rod is on. I was thinking Edgar's not on it, but A-Rod's in the top there, corner. Got Griffey in the middle, and Randy.
Those
there.
are some decent players on that card.
Big unit.
It's got to have a Giants one of this one
That's
too,
ridiculous.
right?
Yeah, but it's not going to look like that with those two
Right,
guys.
right.
Holy moly!
And then Alan, you've been talking a lot about the Donruss collections,
Prize
collections, right? Yeah, because that's the thing. There's still things I don't know. I mean, look at the shine on this card.
Yeah.
And Greg, you were saying these are out of 5 something, right? There's the base
That's either
cards,
like 560 or 440.
right?
From my recollection.
And
but,
to be at that low, it's not serial numbered on the back, but the shine is incredible. And there's this just awesome texture with stars and stuff. I love this card. I'm super excited. I might just go in a mag just because it's so amazing.
It's hard.
And then Greg was going through some stuff, and he pulled this one out. He's like, hey, do you need this? And I don't normally buy cards past 2000 of A-Rod because he's not in the Mariners uniform, but this is from 2004 Leaf Players Collection. I mean, I don't even know the set. I think it's just Leaf Limited or something like that, but it's a dual game jersey, which really, they mass produce these like crazy, but the cool thing is it's numbered out of 25. So that is awesome. The 1 out of 100 sells for a few bucks all the time when it goes. And then my only big-time A-Rod pickup was a guy that I collected right when I got done collecting. I have one of these books full of him, and that's of J.D. Drew. And the set that he's in, we looked at the player list today. It was like Griffey, A-Rod, Bonds was in there.
Nomar,
Frank, Nomar, and McGuire, and J.D. Drew. And there has to be the token like Christian Leitner from the Dream Team, right? Like the guy that nobody collects. But it's from 2000. It's the ultra talented insert out of 99, and these are like never show up. And I've never seen an A-Rod. Didn't even know one existed. So it has now become number 2 on my want list, right below everybody else knows what card it is. But awesome card.
Beautiful.
And I mean, the last one sold for 25, 4 years ago.
6 years
6
ago.
years, 2013. So I'm really happy I found this. And then I guess we'll end with the whole
I guess that's the show.
All right, guys.
Good night.
I got to give a shout out to Joe LaGreca in our 90s group. Big time Griffey collector, big time high-end inserts collector. And he posted within a thread, so nobody else saw it, thankfully, that there was like an incredibly rare, once-in-a-lifetime A-Rod. And I started getting the Allen jitters because, like you did when you saw the Bonds.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I probably talked to Matt for like 30 minutes about this.
He
card.
did.
Calming him down,
We
calm
went
him
off to the side. He's like, "Calm down, man. You're all fired up. Don't do it yet."
Greg's the guy you pull to the side to like calm me down, like you're calling the first base manager out to talk to you before major pitch.
He is like, "All right, at time." He walks out on the mound. Hurry it up. But one thing that was really cool is I said, you know what? He said, calm down, man. Let's go look at some cards. So in a box, one of them I'm bummed is gone. The other one I could have cared less. I found like a Yelich auto that sells for $35 to $45 for $7. I found a Griffey. This one's gonna hurt a little bit. Griffey 2000 Finest dual refractor.
Yeah.
The Griffey was super shiny. The A-Rod was on the back. I've never wanted that card though because it's got Griffey. Like I'm never gonna afford that card. But I took those two and brought them to this place for the second time I went to buy the card and got him down significantly from where he had it and was able to get it. So it's the View to a Thrill. Yeah, View to a Thrill out of 10.
Wow.
Holy Grail card right here.
Oh,
And it's in dang near perfect condition.
Yeah.
We found one itty bitty flaw that we didn't even see the first time looking at it. But let's be
That's
honest,
awesome.
that's not
these
going back.
never show up.
Nope.
Ever.
10 out of 10.
And what was really cool, we talked about the talking to each other. You wouldn't leave without the Bonds if it was there.
I wouldn't. I have the 1 out of 100 on my top 10 or top 20 list. I said if I found just the 1 out of 100, I would have been just like walking on clouds just for that.
They are
So
nice.
yeah, I'm not walking away. What do you want for it? Because that's what you're getting.
And we I did a hypothetical with Greg. I said if Tim was in the set and it was out of 10 for like $100 and that seemed high, and he just talked about 50 was too high, he still would have gotten it because I think it's at the National.
You're not going to see it again.
You're not going to see it again. In the memory that's been made with this card.
Yeah.
There's only one card I would even consider moving it for, and you both know what it is. It
Yep.
probably will never happen. Hi, Brant. But it's incredible. What a memory that I've made with you guys in this card. It is the centerpiece of my collection. I did not come here expecting to see anything like this.
Yeah.
And there it is. And of course, Rodney. I mean, he's Mr. Investor. He helps us out all the time. He's a Matt. The original price was a decent deal. I would have got it at that price.
Mm-hmm.
Joe said the same thing. And everybody else said, Nate said the same thing. He's like, dude, that if you can get it for the price that you want to go for, you need to absolutely. And the price that I originally wanted, he's like, your wallet would be coming out so fast, money would be flying. So he said, you're probably not going to get it for that.
You negotiated like a boss, though, right? You did
I
not
mean,
pay stick
when
price.
I went back, when I was with Greg, it was tough because I'd never really done that.
Yeah.
But it was awesome that I found the 2 cards because I think that was able to get him to go. So I got basically 15 off with those cards and 25 more by just working it. So it was awesome. It was a really cool experience. If I really wanted to stay firm, I bet I could have got a little bit more. But the dealer's son was like, "Don't do it, don't." He's like, in the background, he was like, "Don't do it." And there was a Destination Cooperstown in the same booth. It was just a little, as you call it, like a mom and pop type thing. There was just 2 cases, and that was the perfect thing. Had this been in a guy like half like the guy you had to deal with today, I don't think that card's leaving for
the one I dealt with.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I mean, he had. Why don't you tell him? What I mean?
So
It's crazy.
I wanted a Frank Thomas card, and I thought, okay, I've got some. The card that I wanted was around 300 or 400, and I thought, okay, I have about 300 or 400 worth of cards that will sell probably within a few hours. Like, these are not garbage cards; these are like legit cards. They're just there's 4 of them worth about 100 a piece ish.
Yep.
And so I thought this is a super good deal. This guy's had this card for at least 4 days, and he's not moved it. So the cards I'm bringing are like local stars that will sell. They're popular. So I said, you want to trade? And he said, sure, I'll look at what you have. So I showed him the cards, and he was like, no, I'm actually looking for like Jordan autos and Kobe autos. And I'm like, the card Frank I want is like 300 or 400. Why am I going to give you a Jordan auto and downgrade to a Frank? So it didn't really make sense. But the guy was a big dealer, so he was thinking, globally. When you get in that mindset with those big dealers, they operate on a whole different level. So I think Matt really struck gold with the mom and pop shop. I'm willing to make those small time trades with him to help him out because our guys, me and Alan, our guys were not willing to do that at all.
No, not at all. And I don't think I mentioned this to you, but Rodney, I ran into him privately while you were in the middle of negotiations, and he came to me and said, 400 sticker is a great price.
Yeah.
You should just get it.
No, it was actually 500 originally.
Whatever it was.
Yeah, 5.
He was like, that is the price that you should. I mean, you don't even have to think about it. That card is never going to appear again. Get it.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. And this is the guy who told me not to get my card at a card that I was card that I was tempted to get at asking price.
Right.
So you got a good deal on it.
I think it was really cool. If I can tell one last story, I went back into the VIP lounge. That's right, we're big shots here. But no, I went back in there. Just some
I just
tables.
sneak in, sorry. I sneak in. They both got tags. I'm the low end, like barely let me in with a little lame stamp, and I just like hide behind them as we walk into the VIP lounge. But I'm
bringing our PB and J's to eat because we can't afford real food. But no, it was really cool. I went in there. I was like, you know what, Greg, you do you. I need a break. So I went and I sat down, I thought about it, and I ran into this guy who's got all these posters that he made, custom made, and he's getting all the Gold Glovers, Rookie of the Year, and Hall of Fame guys he possibly can that are all alive still, obviously, to sign them.
Right.
And he showed me these posters, and I'm in awe. And all you guys were telling me, it was only relaxing talking to this guy who was from, California by San Diego State University, but he said, when I see that a player is signing at the National and I know I got to pay a decent amount for these cards or the autograph or more than I might at first, I might not have this opportunity again ever.
Right.
I just do it. And he says, you make the sacrifices to make it work. And he didn't even know about 90s. He's like, look, if that card is as rare as you're telling me, you can't leave without it. And I was like, you know what? He's right.
Yeah.
So I got up, I walked in there, I saw you guys, and I was like, I actually didn't see you guys. I just walked straight to the dealer, and I said, I grabbed the Yelich and the other card. I said, I'm going after this card right now. And I made up my mind right there. And I mean, it was a bit stressful because it's that amount is not something I have ever dabbled in. But
this is a different stratosphere.
But it is. But
it's a different stratosphere of card.
everything coming together, I will never ever see that card again on eBay. I probably never will. And if I do, it's going to be more than that. I can guarantee you that.
For sure.
I'm going to ask the Bonds guys if they've ever seen the Bonds. I doubt they ever have. I mean, that's out of 10.
I don't think Ben didn't say that he hadn't seen one before.
Yeah, he hadn't seen one that hasn't been seen.
Rodney said he knew one guy who has a Griffey. Now think about that. There's 10 others out there.
Right. He hasn't seen it for himself. He just knows it exists.
And we got to be honest. Last thing we opened a box.
Yeah.
Some of these are still in boxes.
Yep.
They still are. I saw a Forte out of 10 of a chipper come out 3 years ago on Freedom Blowout or Freedom Cardboard or something.
Card,
yeah, somebody's like, oh yeah, by the way, I got this too. So they're out there. So that's gonna be really interesting to see if any of them keep showing up. But hey, I had an awesome time today, guys.
Yeah.
We're actually gonna get hopefully a little extra sleep, and we got one more day. I think my focus is to be excited for you and to help you find more bonds. I mean, I've peaked. Right? I'm done. Like, I can't top this. It's been an awesome experience and one that I would never trade for anything else, man. It's been awesome, guys. So,
I feel the same way.
Hopefully everybody enjoyed watching this recap. I know it was a bit long, but hopefully you're sharing these experiences with us. We would love to, respond to any comments. If you want to ask questions, we can do that. And we'd hope to see you at a national in a couple of years, 3 years when it's back here or something. But good luck tomorrow to you with your bonds hunt, and we're going to document for you, man. It's going to be a fun memory. So
I'm excited.
All right. Hopefully everybody has a great night, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Good night.